I'm like, why didn't you say special guest?
Okay.
Because you were just like guest, and I'm like, we're special in it.
You're a guest. You belong to Flow FM.
You have to be like special. Like
Okay.
we're special. We're women, and we're special, isn't it?
Pardon
Because you
me.
guys are the men, right? And then the women are joining you on the show, so we're like special. That's what I'm saying.
Special guest.
Exactly.
On
That's
Flow
what-
Men's Club.
That's what I want to hear.
Do you
isn't
like
Benny?
it already?
Brenda and Benny, isn't it?
I didn't come here as a special guest.
You came here.
I didn't come here as a special guest. I came to Gate Crash.
Oh, okay.
Get
Well, I'm special. I'm special, so I'm here as a special guest. Thank you very much.
I'm here as a special guest.
Exactly,
Well.
Benny. Okay, we clock on that. Clock
Yes.
that C. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're good on that.
All right then.
So the
The one
original
that don't
host.
guess, the original host. Let's
Hey,
talk.
good evening, Nelson. How you doing?
I'm good.
My man, how you
fine.
doing? I'm all right.
Glad to be back.
It's good to be back.
How was your Sunday?
Well, Sunday has been going good.
Right.
Interesting Sunday so far.
Yeah, I mean, when you came in, I said you're dazzling. You brought your Igbo-ish vibe. I was like, I was tempted to call you Kedu, or you know,
Ojogu.
What
Call me
exactly?
Ojogu.
What exactly is
Odogu.
Just call
K?
me Ojogu.
Benny. What are you doing to me right now? What are you doing?
Lip sealed.
Thank you.
How are you ladies? Special guest.
Yes, we're fine. Thank you for asking.
Introduce yourself, please. We don't know you.
Okay.
They don't know you.
Well, I
One
guess it's the first time
station
you're getting to
keeps
hear my
you
voice on the
locked.
Flow Men's Club, and I'm so excited.
Exactly, because this is the Flow Men's Club. What are you doing here?
Well, my name is Benny, and of course, you know I'm Benny Dimples, and I'm here. Like, I don't show face. You know when Fido said men don't show face?
Bam.
We don't show.
I like it. I like how you put that. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys should calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
I'm calm.
Especially Benny, calm
All
down.
right. Okay. I'm calm. I'm calm.
Can we start the show? Apparently, last week we had been treating cohabitation, all right, and then it's been a conversation that has been. We started off a Sunday, 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah.
We ended it last week. We didn't know that sisters will pick it up
As they always do.
as they.
No, we don't
I'm
always.
just- I'm
do.
joking, I'm
No,
joking.
we don't. I'm not gonna agree to that.
I'm trying to get on their bad side quickly.
Absolutely. So they picked it up last week, Saturday, I think.
Yeah, we did.
And it was an exciting one, and we just needed to come together and end it completely, and in the right way, where you have both women and men together in a room talking about the same topic.
Because
While
low key, you didn't realize that you would need the women's take to finally complete it.
Exactly. Like we
Yeah.
complete the puzzle. We're like the pieces of the puzzle that we're missing, and then we just come and then we'll make it whole.
I disagree. We used to have so good
Word.
times on our show without you guys being here.
You know, it needs to be explosive. Today is gonna be explosive.
Okay, let's wait. But while we also talk about that, we'll have another topic to treat today, which of course we know we have to bring them so they can talk about this particular topic. But let's dive into cohabitation. And the questions we asked last week were very clear, which were if it was right to cohabit before getting married, before settling down, and then is it just trying to get to know the other partner, or it's just a facade? It's just nothing really normal to do before settling down. Fam,
Before we go into it here, for the Flow Sisters, when you guys treated it, did you pick sides?
Wake up and
Well, we're on one side.
Well,
We got the hottest headlines, trending topics, and the music you
Put that
love.
out there. So
Back to
sisters,
back.
okay. And then we're all on
You
one side.
already
because
know we keep it fun, fresh,
cohabitation
and real.
affects
Meet
women
mornings
more.
with us.
That's
you
our
won't
point
want
of
to
view.
miss it.
And
We
we're
bring
all on
the
one side
energy,
because
the
that's
laughs,
just the
and
way
of course the
it
tears
is.
that
I don't
get
think
you
there's
through
any
the
sister
day.
out there.
Afternoon
Actually,
of Flow
there's a sister out
FM.
there. We
It's where the
categorically
culture
told
lives.
you there's a
Music,
sister out there,
entertainment,
and
and all the
you're
gist
cohabiting.
that you need.
Yes,
If it's trending, you already know we're talking about it.
But at the
Stay
end of
locked
the day,
in,
the
Lauren.
statistics
It's
are
Flow
what it is.
FM,
The facts
baby.
are what it is. It is absolutely wrong.
All right. So what did you guys do?
young.
That it is absolutely
That's
wrong.
wrong.
It's wrong, and that women shouldn't, because it tells like just like Danny said, it tells more for women when it comes to cohabiting, right? Women are more on the
receiving
losing
end, yeah.
losing and receiving end of it. So our stance on Soul Sisters was women cohabiting. Open your eye, shine your eye.
Open your eye.
Shine it.
What you guys are saying now is that men have more to gain.
Yes, exactly. They
Okay,
do.
what are the things that you think that
They gain. There are men who want women that will cook for them, clean for them,
Baby them.
baby them.
And then
and do other adult things for them.
Yeah. No, thank you. PG-13.
For them and laundry them.
Okay. I like that. Do laundry for them and laundry them.
Okay, I have no idea what that means.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it,
Forget about it.
So,
that is it.
so and then the women get a free house.
Let me tell you something.
No.
In more cases than not, I promise you that they're going 50-50 in some cases. The man, you see men who will tell you, okay, I'm gonna pay the rent, but the woman is taking care of the subscriptions. She's taking care of, if she's cooking for you, she's buying the things to cook for.
Not in all
she's
cases.
cooking for.
Yeah, that's why she said.
Not
That's
in
why I
all.
said
Some
in
cases
more.
almost.
But you
more
said
cases than
50-50. I don't see most time 50-50 there. Is the man providing?
Nobody even do man. They
For-
watch the team before the subscription. It's the woman that's watching
pays
it.
for it?
Oh, so the football men watch is what like.
They're just gonna watch it in Ball House.
Okay, but see the thing now. Half of the time, this cohabiting thing, right? When both of them have been cohabiting for a while, and then the guy says, you know what? I think this relationship.
not going anywhere.
There's one English they used to use. They'll be like, it's not you,
It's me.
It's not you.
Love comes and goes.
No, say you are not the problem. It's me.
It's me.
So in that kind of situation, we're trying to let women know that you shouldn't put yourself in that kind of situation, because in that kind of situation, the man is likely to move on faster.
Okay, I don't know if you remember what we're talking about it last week, where I brought up the situation of the girl from my university.
Yes.
Where she
Where you
had
shared that story.
numerous. I shared that story
Yes.
with you. I'm not going to go into explicit details, but it was a very crazy experience. And then at the end of the day, this man is happily married with children, and she's unable to conceive because of so many numerous atrocities
Abortions.
that happened to them in that relationship.
To her.
And they were cohabiting. They were together. She was literally, you know, when people will be like, "That's my pride, my life, my joy, my kinikon, my
Joy-
the
the
glory
joy
on
of
top
my
of
life."
my
The
head."
highlight of that story
Everything.
for me was, the reason why he decided to end it with her.
Okay, she shared it then.
Yeah, the reason. Guess the reason. Because she came out with a third class.
Came out with a third class.
And he said he can't deal with a dog.
it.
Absolutely.
But
That's-
they were cohabiting from 100 level up until 500 level.
like a
So
story
what
of
do you
just-
what do you expect a woman like that to do?
How
If
does
she
she
didn't
move
if she
on?
didn't if she didn't do that, if she didn't start cohabiting with him from 100 level, I bet you she would have even made that first class that he's claiming.
I have
That's
questions. I have
Might
questions.
not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a larger possibility.
But there are questions.
Okay.
Because I have something to say generally, but let me ask my question now. This lady cohabited with this guy from 100 level.
Mm-hmm.
Did she have her own house, or she could not afford a place to stay? And just because she wanted to, try and see how to manage, she decided to stay with this guy. But what exactly is the
It
situation here?
started off with her having her own house.
Okay.
Right? She had her own house and everything. So she would just go on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
Little by little. Weekend that is Friday to Sunday, turn to Thursday
Turn
to
to
Sunday.
semester.
Turn
Listen
to
anytime,
Thursday to Monday.
anywhere.
Whose
Like,
idea?
you
Was it the
must
guy's
live,
idea?
call
Obviously
it,
the man's
post a
idea.
WhatsApp message,
Oh,
or just
definitely the
Was she
man's
forced
idea.
into? Was
It's
she
not about
forced?
being now this guy
You
the
had
guy
your
in
own
question-
house. You started to leave your house to go and sleep with a man, and now you are you made a statement that if it was not because she stayed there, she would have gotten first class. Hey, you.
Do you know the kind of manipulation?
yo.
Listen to me. Do you know the kind of
That's why I
manipulation
disagree
that
with that.
happens in relationships? I have been. Well, I'm not going to put myself out there, but there has been situations where the man is so manipulative, and this is a 100 level girl. A normal 100 level person is like 16, 17. It is so easy to brainwash and to turn upside down
How old was the
the
guy?
head. He was already in 300 level. They were
Okay.
not on the same level. And then from spending weekends, they said, now baby, stay till Monday morning. Now then you just pack what you wear to school, and then from there she'll come back to his house on Monday in the afternoon, and then okay, just sleep now, wash your clothes, and you go again on Tuesday. Eventually, she started to stay there full time. Now her parents giving her money to buy hostel or to get a space for herself. She'll go and remit it to the guy. Oh, let's do it together now, because now 100 level has passed and they're living together already. So it was not a immediately thing. It was like a step by step process. It didn't happen immediately. That guy was manipulative, and it's not just the only one. There's so many men out there. I'm not saying all of them. I would never say all of them. I've met wonderful, amazing, wonderful men, right? But there are a lot of them who are manipulative, that you're cohabiting with them. And okay, I read something after I learned about cohabitation, is that there's a balance to it. If you're trying to get married to someone, you're not trying to get married to someone in 100 levels, so let your head be correct. 100 level sense out there. But if you're approaching marriage, you're approaching getting married to somebody, I'm not against going on maybe on a Friday night, and then you stay over. You just want to see someone in their natural habitat, right? But you're older. you're not going to get married at 16, 17. You're going to get married 26, 24. You're a bit wiser. So you go there Friday, Saturday, you leave and you go back to work. Nobody can manipulate you to sustain the entire week on completely moving in with them. That's my argument.
Remember you said that was cohabitation too.
I say that
I brought
the fact
it-
that
I
you
brought it
stay
down.
longer
Weekend.
than a day
It's
is
cohabitation.
you cohabiting.
So you saying them they should go and do weekend? It's still cohabitation.
That's why I said that you
that-
can find a balance.
So-
the problem here is the timing. At 16, you have no business cohabiting.
So
No.
I just want I'm so sorry, before we move on, I just wanted to say something that to buttress on what Danny has been saying.
Okay.
And this is even away from that story she shared when that lady, like the 100 level lady and all that.
Okay.
One of the reasons why we also said that women should be more careful when it comes to cohabiting is the fact that when you are cohabiting with a man, it's like you are giving the man everything free of charge.
Exactly.
Basically, there's no
is the man giving? The
hello,
man is giving
calm
everything
down,
free of
calm
charge
down.
now. He said hello, hello.
Danny, remember that day we defined cohabiting. From the definition of
I have their definition.
Thank you. So from the definition of
I have it
cohabiting,
offhand.
you have please say it. Please say it, Brenda. Please say it.
So cohabitation is the act of a man and a woman living together while they're not legally
or
together.
traditionally
Married.
married.
Yeah, or traditionally married and having sex. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Eating
it is.
Gary, basically.
So that's what
You
it
don't
is.
need
So
to
so
sugarcoat anything.
so now
I did it on purpose.
my point is as for women now, everything. So it's more like everything is gotten for free. So the man now would now no, but it's true. Let's be. Victor has a problem with me saying that the woman is getting for free, as if the man is not. He's trying to say that they are at a par. But we.
She's talking to the women.
I'm talking to the
somehow
women,
and
actually.
and saying that you actually do have a lot to lose. And you're selling yourself short by doing that.
Basically.
She's not saying, it's not like the women don't. I mean, it takes two to tango. I mean,
Sure.
I said this
So
here
that's my
last
point.
week.
That's
it
my
takes
point.
two to tango. So, and a lot of times it's not even manipulation in the business. It's not. It's
I like
real
that.
full
Eh,
No,
thing.
I don't
It's
away
like-
from the
Consensual.
manipulation.
Thank you. Away from the
Consensual,
manipulation. Exactly.
Away from the
So it's not like
manipulation,
men
right?
manipulate.
Some can be consensual, but I'm just
I like
trying
that.
to
I like
let women know that even if it's consensual, even if that is what you want to do, look at it. Look at the odds
Weigh
on the
pros
table.
and cons.
I still
Alright.
stand on the fact that if you're younger, if you're 16, 17,
No, if you are
18,
16, 17, you
it
don't
is a
even have
case of
business being in a
manipulation.
relationship.
Alright,
If you
alright.
agree to do that.
Alright.
Don't be in a relationship at 16, 17.
Ladies
Focus on your
and
book.
gentlemen. Now, remember that our stands, we had a divergent stand.
Yeah.
We had.
It's good.
We had, when I say divergent, it wasn't direct like you had
Okay.
when you summarized your own show, right? But now, from what I got from you, you said from 18, 19, 20, 100 level, 200 level, you shouldn't cohabit. Now, you do not. Are you saying that going into marriage at some point before wedding? Let me say wedding instead of marriage.
Now, let me tell you something.
Let me land.
Okay, just go ahead. Okay.
At all, are you saying that before wedding, one can still
Cohabit.
packing? Let me not even use cohabit and the English should be using. Packing together, moving together, and live together until the wedding night.
No, I do not agree. Now, let me explain myself further. Let's say a woman who is 25 years old and she is with a man that has proposed to her. She's a fiance and they're already walking towards their marriage. I am a firm believer of the fact that you have to see someone in their natural habitat for you to understand, even if it's a little bit, about getting into something that is so permanent with them. Now,
Daniel, you're
listen,
supporting
what
Victor
I
on
am,
this
no, absolutely not. I feel like there are different stages and phases of life, and you have to have your head screwed on right for you to decide and make sure that you're doing the things right that you're doing in different phases of your life. 16, 17, 18, 19, you have absolutely no business
Okay.
getting married or cohabiting. Now you're 25 and you're 26 and you're trying to get married. You are not even supposed to still pack into his house. He's not your husband.
Yeah.
you wanna pack in eventually.
You can go on Friday night and leave on Sunday evening. That's
That's
my
the
point.
cohabitation, yes
It
or
is
no?
not. I don't agree that that's cohabitation.
It's called staying over.
Hey, no. You know what? Now you don't agree now. She doesn't.
Staying over.
I would say
Wait, what is that called now?
I would say it is different
We can
because
get over.
listen now. I would
sleepover.
say I would say yeah, you can use words
away.
like that because you're not fully. Listen to me. Let me land. I feel like you're not fully moved in where you are involved in all of the bill payments. You still have your own apartment. You
And
have
your
where you're
life,
living.
right?
You have your life. You have where you're paying rent. You have where you're paying your subscriptions. You just come over, and then it's not just you going to his house. He can also come and stay over the weekend at your own place as well. The purpose of it, let me hear
yeah.
the purpose of it is to understand.
Same thing.
The purpose of it is to understand, even if it's a little bit. So you're not put into such shock when you get married to the person. You're married to him now. You don't know that. Oh, he used to snore like a kidney when you're sleeping.
So I'm sorry. Let me say something.
It's all
Please,
Victor's point.
Please, can I say something?
Yeah, go on, Benny.
Please, can I say something?
All right.
But do we all agree here, just from Brenda's definition, that cohabiting is when you are not legal. There's nobody, there's no village person
Absolutely.
or anybody in church or mosque or whatever that acknowledges the fact that both of you are married, but you are doing what married people are doing.
That's the wrong
Well,
thing.
I'm sorry, but do we all agree that that's cohabiting?
Yeah.
So how then does you going to the person's house now, for instance, on Friday and going back on Saturday evening, how is it now cohabiting?
No, calm down now. Benny, calm down now.
No, I'm trying to add to what
3 days is
Daniela
enough for you
said.
to do what married people are doing.
No.
What are you-
That's also where values in a relationship comes in. If I decide that okay, I'm getting married to this person and we're staying celibate until we do so, even if I come to your house on Friday night and then I stay till Sunday evening, we're getting to know each other and understanding what being together means
So now,
before we get
let's-
married.
let's
but
summarize.
there's no need for any of the extracurricular activities.
Let's extracurricular activities. Let's summarize this conversation so we can get into the other
the next
conversation
one.
we have. Now, let me ask the ladies, you agree that cohabitation, whether long before marriage or whether long before wedding or shortly before wedding, is a no-go area, and it's not a getting to know the partner, or is not trying to test trial the marriage?
Don't summarize it like that, Nelson.
I'm asking, it's a question.
Because if you're going to summarize like that, please include the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday visits.
I'm asking.
I feel
include
like the
that
summary.
too.
I feel like the summary to it, first and foremost, is the fact that different strokes for different folks. I'll put that out there. Disclaimer: whatever it is you decide to do for your life, it's your decision, it's your life. Do it, right? The summary on my own part would be: as long as you're a minor, don't try it. Now you're trying to get married. You can stay over to understand the workings of the person you're trying to get married to and see what they have locked up in their closet.
Okay.
But that does not mean that you're living with them. You have your own space, they have their own space. You just go and see each other and then let go. That's not cohabitation, that is staying over. That's just understanding the workings of that person. And there's a balance to it.
Okay,
And that's it.
so wait. So, but the real conversation now is cohabiting. That involves the do, right?
Yes.
So we all agree that it is wrong.
We all agree from the ladies'
agree
point
as
of
well.
view.
Okay, ladies, yeah.
From the ladies' perspective, we're all saying no lady should try that because in the long run, you'd have yourself to blame for it.
Yeah,
So
let me-
much
let
to
me
blame.
just summarize on my own part too. It is a misunderstanding that this trial and error thing.
Okay.
There are some things you don't get to try and you don't get a trial and error for. It's not like a 7-day free trial and then if it doesn't work out, you can just
Bounce,
back out. Yeah. For things like this, I mean, intimacy. You shouldn't try it. Like, what's the point? Okay, so when you find out that you're not compatible after all
When
the
that
trial and
happens.
error, you now go to somebody else and then you
Trial
repeat
again.
the cycle.
How many
Just
people do you also
rinse
try?
and repeat.
Benny.
Just saying.
That was one of the things Emmanuel mentioned, I think,
Last week and 2 weeks ago, yeah.
I should do my own.
Okay, let's summarize.
My own summary. My own summary would be
And
that
that's the issue.
the last time the men seated together, like we came together, to do this particular conversation, Nelson said, staying Friday, Saturday, Sunday is still the same thing as cohabiting.
I think Victor. I thought we were clear on the romantic part.
Victor.
No, get my
Cohabit.
point.
you-
Like,
let him-
Friday,
let him-
Saturday, and Sunday
It's part
can
of
be
it.
cohabiting if the deed is involved.
Let
You
him
understand?
land.
I thought that's what we defined it. We said Jesus.
Let him land. No, Victor,
So you-
go
okay,
ahead.
wait.
Victor, go ahead with your.
Are you
your
saying
thoughts.
if I stay with somebody for a long time, not even Friday, Saturday now, like for a month, 2 months, and the do does not happen, it's not cohabiting?
It is.
It's cohabiting.
Wait, it's cohabiting.
It's cohabiting.
Then the
If you're
Friday,
living
Saturday, and
together-
Sunday is
If you're
not
living
what?
together, it's
All that you try. What I'm just going to say is that
Okay.
different strokes here for different folks. Stay
just-
Friday,
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. Get to know this person.
If
Just
that works
take
for you.
time
You
to
say
know this
you
person.
say for you.
Okay, for me, I'll take a time to know this person. It doesn't have to be
Bad
1 month
advice.
or 2 months. All
right,
John is not good advice.
All right, guys.
Sure.
Let's wrap up this segment right here. It's Flow FM 92.7, Flow Men's Club, but it's a Flow Men's Club extra or special.
Yeah.
Where we have
It's not
Soul
crossover.
Sisters,
Soul Sisters.
in the building. We'll
Yes.
pick up phone calls very, very soon, but we have to get into a new and fresh topic just in a couple of minutes. Do not touch your radio. It is Davido and Chris Brown with this. It's titled Baby.
dead on arrival.
Now, I want to ask a question
No, I'm
to
serious.
clarify. When you say no money, right? Like, to what extent are we saying no money?
As in
Managing
Sapa.
and drinking Gary.
Now, without money, I mean, the money is not there. You've been the money.
Was
has
it
been coming- the
possible
money has
at
been
all for
coming.
no money to be there at
the
all?
mon-
Wait, Nelson, please, could you explain further?
Now, there. Okay, for example, two different scenarios.
Okay.
We have a guy that you're meeting for the first time, has prospect, has potential, the future is bright. Why are you laughing? You could tell that
You
this
said the
person
future is
has-
bright now.
You could tell that
Sorry
this
for the
person.
laugh.
You could tell that this person has a star. Like this
His star is born.
You know what? You all don't want to know what's
Oh, the
going on in my
star is
mind.
born.
Default is our
What's actually
stars.
going on in my mind? he has vision.
His eyes.
What she's saying
He
is
has
his
vision.
future
He
is
doesn't have
bright.
television.
Okay, you know this guy does.
Benny.
He
Fear
doesn't
God.
even. He doesn't have. He's not loaded like you think loaded should be defined as in
Okay.
your dictionary,
Right.
Right.
But you know that this guy is doing everything possible to eat it,
Okay.
and you, as a lady who sees him for the first time, can love attract you alone to that kind of guy, knowing fully well that this guy has a bright future.
Potential.
And then the other scenario is you're married. Before the marriage, there was a whole, well, you guys were managing and there was something to spend. But along the road, maybe money, where your money used to enter, it's no longer entering.
Yeah.
And then there is no other way again. You're trying, but it's not coming. Whether in a relationship or marriage, can love last? Can love continue what had been without money that had been before?
Can I answer? Can I answer?
These are two different
Yeah,
scenarios.
two
right?
different scenarios. The first scenario you gave, right? I would say maybe love wouldn't make me really go into it or accept it, but intentionality will. Right?
Okay.
So now you don't have, and I see you obviously like whether I would like it or not. Physical attraction plays a very heavy role. You have to enter my eye.
Uh-huh.
You get so when you enter my eye and then I get closer, we get to talk, and I see that the money isn't there, but like you said, he has potential. And there's something that women have that I absolutely love and adore is intuition. They have like they are able to sense some particular things, and it's from conversations and the way that the man behaves or reacts to situations, right? So now it's not the lack of money that's going to make me leave or stay, right? It's the fact that what's going to make me stay or want to make me try it with you is you could have potential, but you're not intentional about me particularly. I won't stay.
How intentional will it be when he doesn't have
When
the
I
funds?
say intentionality, like I feel like a lot of people misunderstand how far intentionality can go. Right now, money plays a very huge role when you're trying to be intentional. But even in the very little things, in considering me, in considering how I feel, in considering what this decision you're making is how it's going to affect me, in doing this, in picking up stuff, in doing just little things like that. Like I need to know there are different men that they don't have, but because they are not intentional about you, it would not matter. Right, but they meet a
because
woman.
they're intentional about
Yeah.
it, it no matter. Okay.
But if they meet a woman, they don't have that money, but they're intentional about her. They would move heaven and her earth for her.
How do you move
Without
heaven
money?
and earth without
Even
money?
without it, like they would do so much stuff. Like there's a movie I watched the other day. I think it's a
Celine Dion.
Bibo Demoye movie or something. And then this lady had so much more money than the guy, and he didn't have a lot. I think it was even Timini that played that role. And then the mother of Bimbo was like always attacking the guy and everything. He didn't have enough, but he was doing things to make her life easier. Not on a large scale, but because he was intentional about her, because he knew that this is my woman. I don't have enough right now, and I'm working towards it. I have the potential. I'm going to put in. I feel like when a man sees a woman and he's intentional about her, right, and he has that potential, he will go at it 3 times harder than he would have if he hasn't met her. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm a man. I see a woman, right, that I'm absolutely in love with, and I'm intentional about her, and I have something I'm doing, right? Before I met her, maybe I was just doing the normal, pushing the hustle. Because I met her now, right, and I know I want to keep this woman, and she's gold to me. I'm going to move at that hustle 10 times harder because I know that I want to keep this woman. Do you understand? That's why I said intentionality will keep me. It's nothing else. Like your intentionality.
If you
towards me.
are coming from the first scenario that I painted,
That's the
I
first
asked
scenario.
you, okay.
Now in the second scenario, right, we're married already. I can assure you, right, I would rather stay single till I'm 40 until I meet a man who is intentional about me. Now, and I when I mean that as well is that for me to agree to say yes I do on an altar before God and before man and my family, I need to have seen or understood what I could see, and I can already feel what the future is going to be like. Yes, there are going to be hurdles. Yes, there's going to be this. But I need to understand the kind of man that you are, that whatever situation we get ourselves in, you're able to pull us out, regardless of what is happening.
Did you
and
see
if
that,
I feel like
did
that...
you see that from
even
the
what
get-go?
he's doing right now, there is no... You're not lackadaisical about things. You're not leaving things to chance. You are a provider. You take charge. Like, I need to see those traits in you. So I know that even when we get to an obstacle or a hurdle, in our marriage, you will hold my hand and say, we're moving away from this.
Okay, Brenda.
Yeah.
You're sharing this to the women.
You
first.
agree? I want the ladies to jump right in before we guys now put our 2 cents to it.
Okay.
Which might be if we disagree or not, right?
So for the first scenario, it's if there's love and there's no money, can that love keep? First of all, I would say that there is the fact that love alone is never enough. This is why, aside love, there needs to be, how should I say, character, right? In the sense that, okay, yes, I'm attracted to this person, but is this person a good person? Like, is this person okay? Money aside, right? Yes, money is actually good. Money makes love sweeter, right? Money makes everything better and easier. But at the end of the day, money is not really it's like if you're staying with a person based on money, then you're not loving that. You don't love that person for who they are. It's what they have to offer that you're in love with.
But do you agree that the present day dating or the present day marriage lifestyle, relationship lifestyle, money is the pinnacle?
Yeah, definitely. I know that, which is
If you
why.
don't have,
Yeah, and which is why we have more broken minds and relationships than the solid ones. Because they're always going after the things that can easily break.
but can you go after someone who's just with potential, has nothing to keep you grounded?
Yeah, and as long as that potential is there. I mean, what's the potential? What was it exactly?
Energy at work.
Okay, energy at work.
Yes.
I love that definition.
Okay.
Energy at work. That is, you're working. You're doing something. That's all I need to do. Because what's the point of the person maybe the person is loaded, right? And then maybe, like you said now, maybe in marriage, this money goes down and everything, and that person doesn't really have potential to actually put in work. So what happens? You just let everybody in the house and the kids, everybody just starve. And just the money is gone. What else? Shabi, you wanted me for my money and now the money is gone. What else do you want me to do? So that potential is more valuable than the money that's already available.
So love cannot last in that kind of relationship that is no money. That's marriage.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what she's saying. She's saying that love, even with money, will not last if there's no, with or without money, will not last if there is no active potential in the guy. That's basically what she's saying.
Precisely.
All right. Benny.
Okay, for the first scenario, right?
Yes.
Okay, the man has potential, but there's no money. Okay. It's quite, to be very honest, it's very easy to sit here and try to analyze everything, but I know that it's quite difficult. But one thing I know is just to also, I think on this particular first scenario, I would agree with Danny on this. Now, what I'm saying is, it's more like it's going to be complementary. You don't have the money, but at least what should complement the fact that you don't have the money is the intentionality you bring to it.
Right.
And then you have to show me okay, where do you what do you want to do? If I choose to follow you, where are we going? So for me, I would say that it's going to be very difficult, but definitely I'll choose your character and your intentionality over money. However, money is very, very important. It is too important, because to be very honest, there's a question you asked, Nelson, and I feel like when you say that, would love carry you through? I feel like at a point that no money would test the love. Mm-hmm. You get, because to be very honest, there are issues in life that we know for a fact that the only thing that can cure those kind of challenges is bank alerts.
Ego.
They'll be like, the advice you want to give me, send it to my bank account, stuff like that.
Even hearing your partner say something to you, right, will be sweeter when you're not hungry.
Do you get? So the thing is, it's quite, it's dicey.
Yeah.
It's dicey, but he should put his he should put the effort right into seeing that those dreams and those potential he has, that we get results for it.
Results. I love that word because it's very important that those potentials don't eventually become wasted. It should not become a criminal.
But you see, another thing they usually advise women to not marry potential. Have you heard that before? They will tell you marry what you are seeing. Don't marry what
that's why
don't
I'm
marry
thinking,
potential.
I'm thinking your responses are to
That's another thing.
They are intellectual, they are sound, right? But we're talking about present day
Practical.
Now like this,
dating,
it's going to be hard, girl.
dating.
It'll be hard.
I think larger percentage of ladies out there, like you say now, that I've heard marriage coaches and relationship coaches say, don't marry
Potential.
Like you say, potential.
Yeah.
Marry what you see.
Marry what
so
you see.
it's hard for you to see a lady settle down with a guy that does not have.
Thank you very much.
I've had people call me on the late night show and say, I have a guy who does not know how to give. Maybe the guy doesn't even have. And you can imagine that kind of lady telling you that, well, I don't think I'm going to settle down with this person because the person doesn't have. So love does not only work, potential does not only work like that. So it's good that you guys are saying that. Well,
this story you talked about now about how is it that the guy doesn't know how to give or he doesn't have?
it must have been because the guy does not have.
No,
let's
not knowing
just
how
assume,
to give and not having.
Let's assume because of the context.
No,
of the conversation.
why I say we should not assume is because not knowing how to give is completely different from not having. You may not have, but know how to give. A person can see that. Look, a person, ladies can tell
that's
when you know how to give.
All right.
It's even in the little that you have or you don't have.
Okay, I want the conversation to be around the fact that the person does not have.
At all.
He's put under the pressure of I must provide.
Yeah.
While the lady feels that even if he doesn't have, I cannot be with him.
You know something that
Yeah,
I always
if
think,
she
I always
can't
say,
do it,
right?
then okay.
You know something? I feel like, right, for people out there, as a man, it's from the days of old to the days of now to the days in the future. A man is always going to be referred to as a provider.
Sure, absolutely.
It's never ever going to change. And we're not going to try to change the narrative now because that's what it's always going to be, right? The man would till the ground and would provide for his family, right?
Absolutely.
If you are not capable of building a family, of having a wife and children, stay away from it. That's how I feel.
And you know something?
I'm sorry, Benny. Sorry to put you. Don't get into a relationship that you cannot afford. So the narrative of, oh, I don't have, you're pressuring me, go and get your money up.
Because, and that settles it, because love
Legally, please.
cannot.
You know, Nelson.
I just needed to add
Nelson,
that. Legally.
I think
like go and get your money up legally.
I think from the question you asked, right? I think first off, three of us give you an answer from our personal perspective, like what we'll do in that shoe.
Absolutely.
But there's something you said that I want to say now. You said in the reality of what we're seeing now, the dating pool now. Just like Danny said, see, let me as a man, as you're listening, please, if you don't have a job, you don't have a business going into relationship. That's the truth. If you don't have anything that brings money, I'm serious. If you don't have anything that brings you money, monthly, daily, whatever, just like Brenda said, legally as well, you don't have any business asking a lady out. You don't even have a business being attracted to a lady.
I'm telling you, like you should just do
I'm
one
serious. I'm serious because your eye gonna see shaggy.
In fact, if a woman walks up to you, excuse
me, please, I'm
trying
focused.
to get my money
I don't understand because if not, your eye will see shaggy. That's the truth.
All right.
One kind of seated like a pastor that don't invite up.
Do you think that there's a lot of pressure on men in our modern day relationship, married? A lot of pressure that comes on men that if you cannot provide, like all they've said now, you could tell that there's a lot of pressure. But I want to ask you, do you think there's a lot of pressure?
The pressure mount.
So, do you want me to shed more light on the same scenario?
Then you not talk about if there's a lot of pressure on men, really.
Yeah. Look, for the pressure, yes, that one. There's nobody can deny that fact. There's a lot of pressure on men right now. But for that scenario you painted here, for the first one, if I meet a woman that does not have anything, but she has potential.
Okay, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, as a man now, I meet a woman that has nothing. She's broke to the core, wretched, nothing, skint. But she has potential. I see this woman as a good woman that will be so good for my kids. I know that she's striving, Most definitely. I'll definitely go into a relationship with that woman, even knowing that she can't give me anything. There's nothing I'll gain from her. But that potential,
You
I
mean
see that if
financially?
I'm going to, financially. If I nurture it, that potential, I'm sure it's going to be beneficial for both of us. Where we
Okay.
get it. Yeah,
I
definitely.
like that
I feel like
because
it doesn't
that's
work
that's the
both-
leader
both
in you
sides.
speaking.
Aw.
The man
I feel like it
speaking.
doesn't work both sides.
Because that's what I'm
for
saying.
a,
That's the
for a
leader
woman,
speaking.
yes.
Good.
If a woman sees a man now that is skint, broke, but he has potential, she will say no.
Nowhere.
The
She
first
knows
thing
how
is
much
like,
is
oh, what does he have to
Yeah, so
offer me?
that- exactly.
He can't
but,
do
but me
this.
as
He
a
can't
man
do
now, I'm talking as a man now. If I see a woman that she's broke to the core, when I mean broke, like broke. But for the fact that she has potentials, most definitely. I mean, this is my woman.
A man is the groomer. You will groom.
No,
you will
don't-
groom her.
no,
but that's
no,
true now.
no,
you will groom her.
no,
But the
no,
woman,
no.
but the woman on the
Groom her.
other
Even
end,
the-
you are submitting.
No,
Do you
come
see now?
on,
That's the
come
issue.
on. No, the only issue now that life don't spoil. That's just the issue. There were times where men now, I just said that some men are really ungrateful, but there were times where some women will be the one to bring men up from the gutters.
And I can tell you
Don't
a
pass
large
it.
percentage of them regretted it. I can assure you that a
Wait,
large percentage of them
relax.
regretted it.
There's this guy, I think
Giving
there's
man
this
money for
box, there's this box, I think, I don't know if it's McGregor or something, who is, I think his wife is his manager. And he talked about how his wife was the one that actually got him to where he was, cleaned him up,
Yeah.
you know,
Um,
and they're together,
like,
you know, stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is that for a woman now, if you put a woman in that shoes where there's a broke man somewhere, but he has potential, she definitely might just toss him away and say, okay, why not just go for somebody that is ready?
Already made.
But for a
Yeah.
man, if I see a woman that has potential, and I know that this woman get potential, but she's broke. She comes from a broken home. Even her family are broke.
The way he keeps emphasizing
Is the
on
emphasizing
that
on
broke,
the-
like,
I'm
it just
I definitely.
I don't know where this
I'm
is
so for
going.
that woman.
Let's before
For
we
a man.
ask Emmanuel before Emmanuel talks, I feel like even from our celebrities, I'm not going to mention any names, but we've seen where women
Talent.
helped men become such big stars, and then they get to the point of the highest point of their careers, and then that woman isn't good enough anymore. It has happened so many times where it now becomes that the rest of us who are seeing that happen would be daft to also go and do the same thing.
But I
And
mean, it's
that's why
happening
I
on the
agree.
other side
I'm
too.
listening. Wait, calm down.
Thank you.
It's not as rampant
Thank
as
you.
where
Thank
a
you.
woman. Listen, let me
you.
make my point.
Brenda,
it's not
thank
as
you.
rampant as when a woman will help a man come up, spend her money on him. There's always that fear of, okay, I would not now be
fear.
up to your standard.
Fear
For
of
a
a
man,
woman.
I'm coming. Let me land. You're butting me. Let me land.
Okay.
For
It's
a
alright,
for,
it's
on
okay.
the other side, you see a man who maybe takes a woman through school and then they eventually get married and everything, right? And then they're still good together because that man has money, and then he has a business and he's still thriving, because at the end of the day, it's the money that woman saw in him and he was helping her with. On the other side, I don't know. There's so many movies that even depicts these things
No, let's leave
where the
movies,
woman.
let's leave
movies
movies. Let's
represent
do-
real life sometimes. You see a scenario where the woman, maybe they're both in the village now, and then the woman helped him, gave him all her life savings to go to the city and make something of himself. He becomes something, and then eventually comes back to the village with one fine Oyinbo lady, and then they are together, and then you're left wretched. It has happened too many times to count where
Both
it has
ways.
become, I'm coming,
both
and then
ways.
it gets to the point. It might be both ways. I'm not negating the fact that women do the same thing, but you have to look at the statistics. You have to look at the facts. It happens more to women where men ditch them after they've put in their investments. It's just like when we're talking about cohabitation. Even during that period as well, the woman could be giving all her all, have savings, have everything, book everything, every single thing. You're giving it to this man, and then eventually you're just not good enough anymore. It happens more often than not to the women, and that's why I'm saying, if you see a man who is broke and has potential, let him get his money up first.
Let Emmanuel talk before,
Wait.
before we come back
I
to
want
this.
to really
Emmanuel
hear
should
Emmanuel.
talk before we come back
Emmanuel.
to this. Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask a question actually. Women, you get approached at the same time by two men.
Okay.
One is a rich Odogu, right? This guy is Odogu billions. And then on the other end, you get approached by a guy with potential, with air quotes now, potential. And he looks promising, but he can't give you all the things that you need. Now, be very
Sincerely.
honest. Which would you consider first?
Can I talk? Can I be sincere?
Yes, be
Before
sincere.
my God and man.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
before there's mics, yes.
If now this is what would depend on which one I'm going for.
All right.
Which one is better for me? I'm not talking finances now, because of what use is if you're better financially for me and you're no good in any other area.
Okay, let's
like
say-
you cannot handle crisis, you cannot treat me well, you're not a good you're not kind.
Okay, wait, but Brent, before you go deeper in that, now,
Okay.
how, like, in your heart of in your consideration, which one would you consider first before you now start doing
Aside
your
from all those
personal
things you're
investigation?
asking, yeah,
Which one would you like?
You don't know them before.
don't know them.
But that's the thing. I won't.
Okay, Daniel Odogu,
Odogu,
Benny.
Benny.
By default.
Nah.
By default, yeah.
Benny, talk
default.
now.
I don't know
I'm
them.
a very suspicious person. I
don't know them
won't
from
go
anywhere.
for. I won't go for
Brenda
just.
will.
one
I will
anyhow.
go for the Odogu, then I will not study their character. Yeah.
So
Was something
Odogu's now.
attracted you to the
He's the
Odogu
Odogu
eventually?
now.
Brenda, you have to pick
Let's
a
be
side.
honest.
I
Brenda,
feel like
you
a
have to pick a
further,
side.
I feel like a suffix to your question
Nah,
would be okay. The Odogu comes and then he's being cocky about it.
Yeah.
He's just being
Rude or
he's being
just-
rude,
No, that
he's
was
not being
Nollywood,
very-
though. No, that
I'm
was
coming. I'm
Nollywood,
coming.
though.
I'm coming.
No.
He's
There
just
are-
being-
there are
he's
kind
not, I'm
Odogus
coming.
now.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. The Odogu is just not. Is not. He doesn't have good character. Like he's just being any which way, right? And then the man. The other potential guy, he's calmer, he's kinder, he's gentlemanly and all of that. In that situation, in the same spot, and in that same situation, and maybe there's a situation of finances, and then the potential guy is not able to do anything and stuff. I promise you, I would not pick any one of them because I cannot be disrespected because of money, and neither would I not be treated well. Do you understand? I don't have the fear of being alone or taking care of myself by myself. Do you understand? So in that situation, absolutely nobody.
Okay,
Okay,
now here's the reason I asked the question.
Okay.
The reason I asked the question is I'm trying to establish the fact that there's a bias naturally towards people who don't carry.
Okay.
That's basically what I'm driving at. There's a natural bias
Yes.
towards people who don't carry. We are in our seek for comfort, and there's nothing wrong with desiring comfort. With our minds first tilts towards the angle of the person who is able to cover
To
the
provide.
needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, before we start to delve deeper, in fact, most people, that's why you see many women today would marry a man regardless of the number of white that they might
Wives,
be.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they
of
can
the
be provided
comfort.
for.
They don't even care about character. Many times, money even blinds people to character. Right? So long as you can get the things that you need from this person, you are good. But then on the other hand, the person who has a promising future is a musical artist waiting to be signed by some big record label. He's running something by the side, doing all these things. You might not consider him as much because you don't feel like he's up to task to cover your needs as a woman now.
Okay, I agree with Emmanuel on that. And
you very much.
just to say this now, since this is like men, women, I'll just say that this for the men now. To be very honest, having money and not like lots of it, but having a source of income that provides you with something at least stable to bring in income,
Basic.
it gives you security as a man. To be very honest,
I
it
agree
gives
with
you
you.
so much security because
Have you seen the confidence men
you're
have when they have money?
safer. To be honest, you're safer that way
Money
than
is not
when.
something you can just go and pluck now.
Victor, that's why I made emphasis on
money is something
if you
that-
have something doing.
It's not natural. Money is not. People are talking as if money is something that you can just go somewhere and go and pay. As if the man does not. Do you think men that don't have money they like themselves?
the point.
why-
The
they
point.
don't. That's
They
what
don't.
we're saying.
That's what we're
Come
saying.
on
It
now.
makes him. It
No,
makes
no,
you
see.
more secure.
A lot of people.
When you have it.
A lot of people in the area I grew up. A lot of people in this our generation now came out from homes where the father had nothing, the mother too had nothing, and they struggled.
to also their way
most
up.
of the children.
Struggle their way.
Most of the children here that we have in this generation, I mean, my own. Let me just use my own generation now. In my own generation, almost all my friends that we have,
Okay, where you grew up.
Papa nothing,
Mba.
Papa nothing. Both of them joined hands together,
Mba.
struggle to make sure that they train their kids, make sure that the kids. A lot of us are doing well.
Yeah.
Now my point is that, assuming this was how it was, some people that means some people now they're not meant to have that same parents. Now, assuming this how it was, so that you are saying if a man no get money, leave him. A lot of people will not. A lot of people will not even be here. Some of us that we are here will not even be
They
here
don't go bonus.
because
You know
they will
this-
not go bonus.
You know the
Can I
story you
say
just
something?
shared now.
Come on
It
now.
just also adds to the fact that this is why some people grow up with this trauma that I'm not going to be like my parents, and so they're trying to like aim for this. This person has to be able to provide. This person has to be able to do that. While that is very good and very important, but at the end of the day, sometimes we find people who, in that desperation to not be like where they came from, they end up getting into the kinds of relationship that really is.
But you see that there's some
Opposites.
people that
Yeah.
grew up in a house where the father had nothing, the mother had nothing, but they love each other,
Yeah.
and the kids will be like, "This is the kind of love I want."
Yes.
Like,
But
and
you
they are
see,
poor, they
that-
are poor.
that is
But
where I'm
men,
going.
They
Love
love
is
each. See,
beautiful.
you people see lovers. I don't know how you guys see love, but
Maybe
men,
it's
see
Love
maybe-
is not
love
supposed to be
love
that
is
transactional.
it's
flimsy.
love you are comparing with money. You are saying you're
No.
picking money over love.
Like,
Really?
it
Now,
cannot.
Really?
let me. No. Please.
Wow.
There's a narrative I want to
Hold on.
straighten
We
though, but
have to get back to
let's
the
go.
music, you guys. But when we get back, we'll continue.
Stick around. Flow FM at 2.7.
in Rude Boy and Ace Tune, Secure the Bag. Amazing, wonderful, wonderful song. Absolutely love it. You're tuned to Flow FM 92.7, your Golden Flow radio station. This is Flow Men's Club X Soul Sisters, and it's been a wonderful conversation so far. We took it for the last hour. Started off with cohabitation. We moved into love and money, and it's been explosive in the studio. And before we went on a break, we had Victor talk about he made some salient points, and just picking it up from that. First and foremost, they're in my own opinion, right? He mentioned about how in the days of old, you have the mother and father who don't have anything, as in his word, broke, in broke, and then they're happy. They have a marriage together, and then they struggle to raise children, and then, the children, where are the children? And then we're doing, at least, it's not that bad, We're still okay. We're wearing fine clothes, doing fine hair, We're doing all of these things, and then it's all right. And then liken it to now, right? How you could both of you could be coming up and up in life. Like you're not there yet, but you're struggling, but you can come together and struggle together. First and foremost, a lot of people in our generation, well, I won't say a lot of people. I don't know why people glorify poverty or glorify, struggle love. It is not
It's not the ideal.
It's not ideal. It's not wonderful. It's not nothing to be proud of or want to do. For me, let me put it in my own opinion. Do you know how much Pampers is? Do you know how much training a child is in our day, in this modern age now? Do you know how much having to build a family is? Look, I understand potential. I understand all of these things. But the moment you decide as a man that you want to have a wife and have children, you have to, there's so many things that come with that. A lot of women these days, I would say, they don't even want to go through that very... I don't even know what word to call it. It's such a difficult process, and then everybody is looking for a way out. Everybody wants to make their life easier, and what makes life easier is money. Do you understand where I'm coming from, Benny? And I'm like, I understand that. Okay, if you're trying to understand the potential and then work with what it is that you have, and then move up and up from there. But at the same time, if that person's potential is not, Brendan mentioned acrimony the other time. There are some times that your potential, right, it's not going to yield immediately. Would you wait until it yields? Exactly. And then when it now eventually yields, what if there's always that thought of, what if that man now feels like he's better off and then he doesn't want to do it with you anymore? I would never ever sit down and blame a lady who would pick a ready-made man over somebody who is struggling.
Now, nobody is throwing blames at anybody, yes. And I said I wanted to straighten a narrative that you mentioned the other time where it was like, this thing happens on the other side too, where it's like there are several cases of women who were sponsored by men and helped financially, and then they eventually ditch the men for other people, right? Now, I want to just clarify that there is no global statistic that supports the claim that it happens more for the women, where women are more jilted by the men more than men are jilted by the women. Okay, and this is what I'm trying to say. If it is an odogu that pleases you, go for your odogu. Whatever you see there, good, bad, ugly, accept it. If it is the person with potential that pleases you more, because maybe you have... Now, personally, this is one thing I derive so much pride in. It's building together. Honestly, for me...
Struggle, love.
Not struggle.
That's it.
Building together. Okay, that's the difference.
There's still struggle there.
Now, this is... I mean, you know the thing. Okay, let's say there's struggle. So what? So what? Let's say there is struggle, but like, so what? I know what I want. I'm working towards what I want. We both are working towards what we want. For me, there's so much more pride and a kind of satisfaction that comes with, oh, we did this thing together, rather than going to sit down with an already made. I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not. I'm not even sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
Okay, sorry. Like I said earlier,
I'm not interested.
Daniel, I want to ask you something. Sorry. Now, from what you said earlier before Brenda spoke now, say for example, you had a potential guy that is a guy with potential, and you're not married. Would you wait until he makes it before you now consummate your relationship in marriage, or would you marry him based on the fact that he has potential? Do you understand my question? Let me first
rephrase it, please.
Now, he has potential, right? He has a star, whatever. Now, would you marry him at that stage, or you will wait until the star starts to catch up?
Or you will leave.
Or you
somebody
yeah.
Okay, so,
Who has already
who actually made it.
Do you understand the question?
I do now.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from. And to be very honest, realistically, right? If somebody has potential and it's not cashing out yet,
Yeah.
they are also not happy with themselves. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where you now start to leech off of me,
Yeah.
and then you start to lose confidence in yourself. I have noticed so far, even from my own personal experiences, that when a man does not have money, their confidence is down.
Yeah.
They're constantly agitated and everything, and I don't want to have to go through that. So
You don't
I
want
can
to
be
have
in your
to
life.
go through that.
I don't want
Yeah.
to be in your life where you're agitated and stuff. Like
Okay.
now, when I even talk about Odogu, I'm not exactly saying you have all of the money in the world, 50 for 50. How did they do it? I'm not talking about money like that, but I need that comfort. I need to know that there is something to start off with.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Amazing.
So now if you're telling me that you have potential and there is nothing to show for the potential, no matter how little, then you're not speaking to me.
All right. Okay. Now,
okay.
hold on. No.
But let me
I
reply
want to
what I
say
wanted to
something.
say before
Okay.
before I forget it. Actually, when I was talking about struggle love and having parents who grew up that way, I would tell you that I am Danielle Shitabe. My mom is who she is. She's Mrs. Shitabe. She chose what she chose. I am my own person.
You have
I
the
would
right to choose whatever
I'm
you
my
choose
own
you wanna
person.
choose.
I would choose what I
Ah.
want to choose. So women in the olden days that chose that man for themselves, they saw what they wanted and they went for it. If I want somebody else that does not, that's why they say, I've heard men say your papa no get money, they look for man we got money. That is my preference. That's what I want. My mom chose what she wanted. Do you understand? Well, that's not the, my mom chose very well, but I'm just saying, I'm saying in that other situation, the woman chose that man because that's what she wanted for her life. Do you understand? And I'm her daughter, all well and good. We grew up this way, all well and good. Now I'm grown up. I have sense. I have sense. And now I want something different from my own life. I've heard men say, I wish I didn't get married at the time that I did. I wish I didn't get married as a poor man. So I wouldn't have put this beautiful, wonderful love of my life through what I put her through.
Yeah.
I should have gotten my money up, kept her at, let's be going in our relationship and understand. I have people who refuse to get married immediately they met each other, or 6 months, 1 year, and then decide to build themselves before they get into marriage. Is forever. You need to have something stable. It's not shaky. It's okay. It's different when you get into marriage and something happens. You're together now. You have become one. You have to work towards it. But before I get married to you, you have to come with something. You can't come to me.
But
So
I feel like men and ladies, you sometimes don't understand us as men when we are dating and I'm hustling and I'm trying to make ends meet and it's not adding like it should be adding up. I feel like a lot of women, ladies in the relationship are not always merciful.
Correct.
All right, to know that these things don't come easy. These things don't come cheap. There is always struggle to get it. There's always struggle to get the honey from the akpata from the rock.
Yeah.
All right, that's my problem. There's
but
a
these
lot.
same men want to get honey from the woman.
No, don't even go there.
I'm just saying. No. So, you need to be balanced with this situation. Like I said in the beginning, if you're a man, you have no business getting into the relationship if you cannot afford it. You cannot afford to even eat 3 square meals by yourself.
Now, the affording self is relative. What you can consider affording might be different from what another lady will consider affording.
Bless your heart, Nelson.
That's what I'm saying. Date within your own category. Then don't
you
go
should-
for women.
You
Don't
should
go for
see.
women.
I want to say something.
No man
I
goes
want to
for
say
no
something.
man except the man just wants to show ego, but no man be go for a woman higher than him. Trust me, except the man just wants to go and say, make I just try my luck, make I just go toast down.
No,
but
we're
a man
not-
knows his level.
We're not
A
saying
man-
you should.
Yeah.
You should go
See,
for a
trust
woman
me,
higher
no bike
than you.
man. Danielle, you or Brenda or
Benny.
or OJ. Trust me, no Okada man will stop you on the road and say want to toast you.
Have you seen audacity?
No, wait, that's what I said.
no, wait.
now.
Audacity with
My
my
point
Except
is-
a man that just wants to show.
See, Victor, I think.
I
wait,
today-
can I- Can I say something?
A woman.
I think wait, Victor. I agree with what you're saying. No, that's why Danny said you should ask a lady as within your
Scope.
You understand
Scope
your
of
scope. We're not saying you should go high.
That's what most men do. Trust
Now,
me.
the thing is, you see this potential we're talking about. You see this potential. This potential we're talking about. I said something before about result. I don't know. See, at the end of the day, life. everything boils down to I don't know, should I say God's plan and God's will? I don't know, because He has time and season and all that. But I'm just trying to say that when you are trying to build with someone and the potential is not yielding results, it's very frustrating.
Yes.
It's very frustrating. And now the thing is, in the reality of the economy we are right now, and in the dating pool and in the relationship pool, whatever pool we are right now, in this time and age, if you people are saying that love is what will carry people forth, are you seeing how things are quite expensive now? So when I now said something like a man who doesn't have a job shouldn't have a business talking to a lady, and then people were like, oh, some of you were like wanted to come, but is it not true with the reality of where we are now?
He doesn't have a job now.
Hold on.
It is now he doesn't have. It's now.
Do you
are
know?
talking like
do
you
you
are
know?
God. You know
Victor,
tomorrow.
Can I be honest with
And
you,
now
Benny?
that he does not have, he should not be with a woman.
He
even
shouldn't.
now.
He should
Benny.
wait till when he has.
Should I-
something.
You are saying that you're
There's something
I
a
want to say.
man
Let me
cannot love.
understand, Victor. Let me understand.
There
Victor. Go
is-
ahead.
Are you trying to say that now a man that is broke now should not like a lady?
So now, Victor, if a man that is broke, can I say?
Get my
I'm
point.
broke.
Get my
Let him
point.
finish,
Get my
let him
point now.
finish.
A man is broke. Like me, now I'm broke. I have no money.
Yeah, I'm broke.
No job.
Okay, wait.
I saw this woman now.
Okay.
Beautiful woman. This is the kind of woman I want to marry. And I approach her.
And you know your future is
Do you
bright.
know what it takes
you
for
know
her
your
to
future
stay
is bright.
beautiful?
Let him
Do
lie.
you know how much it takes for her to stay beautiful?
him lie.
So now you come
Wait.
into her life as a broke
Wait,
man.
Let him land.
Okay,
Let
finish
Victor
up,
land.
Victor.
One can land.
Hello, fine girl. You do the old talking. See, the babe that you are talking to knows you are broke. She have seen it that you are broke. But now she look me now like Victor. Maybe she see potential. She now said, okay, let's give it a trial. I don't get money, but we started dating. And when we're dating now, she see that I dey find job. I'm always looking for job, looking for wanting to do, looking for something to do, even though when I don't have the
See,
money yet.
Victor,
there was
I'll be
a segment
definitely-
Victor
wait,
made just
I'll be
now.
definitely hammer.
Victor, in this
And once I have, yes, now.
In
No,
this-
there is
in
something
this
Victor
society-
said.
in this
Come on,
society
I'll
that
be
we are in
definitely
now,
hammer.
in this society that we are in now, in this reality of the life we are living now,
Yeah.
you see this example you give, no triumph. If you
No,
know,
wait. You see, there's something
Don't
he
stand.
says that makes it
I'm telling
different.
you.
He said, and the lady believes in the potential. You see,
For human
as long
being, yes.
look, as long as you're able to sell your dream well to the person you want, and that person believes in that dream, there is nothing you cannot
Please don't
conquer.
discourage
Let me
me.
tell
Don't
you
discourage men on
This-
radio. Don't discourage broke men.
this
I
generation,
don't-
this generation
what
want
is
that believe
what
in
you
something.
mean
They want to
You're
see
discouraging
something.
men. Do you know how men are struggling?
We need to take contributions from people.
Come
but
on.
before we do that, let's get this message. And before we even get this message, let me quickly reply what Victor just said. I understand that you as a human being, you should be able to love people, right?
And receive love.
And receive love as well. But there is something you don't necessarily need to get into a relationship to start to show love to people. You could start off with friendship. That's how I see it. Because you see a beautiful woman as a broke man. That woman is beautiful, and there are things that go into her being beautiful. You see something that you like, that your eyes have attracted you. Money went into that.
Okay.
You cannot come with your brokenness and say, okay, yes, so I want to be a
Broken
part of this,
behind.
and then there's nothing to
Okay, now this
And then-
woman accepts.
Wait,
What are you doing?
now-
Man
now
sees
be
and
on
she
the
at the
accepts
end
now.
of the day, the end of the day, is anybody's choice. It's your choice.
Yeah, if
Whatever
she
you want.
accepts, that's
Discourage
just what she
broken men.
wants.
Whatever your eyes
Come
see
on.
there, you take it.
Whatever your eyes
But
see.
let's
But if you don't have job, please wait.
let's see this message. This message says the reason why this is Josh from Tanke.
Okay.
The reason why many ladies get used is the love for made men, but not wanting to build without someone and the struggles attached. Since marriage vows have been modified for better and better. Relationship has been about having. Being broke is real, but should never be the basis for a relationship.
That's it.
What
Aha.
I'm going to pick from this message now
Period.
is being broke is real, but should never be the basis of the relationship. That is why you should not go into a relationship
And
while
that,
you're being
and
broke.
also the part where it was like a lot of people just want to go into it and not want to build.
Look,
Okay.
I feel
That's
like
sad.
Wait, what I'm
And-
trying to
and
say,
I
I
feel-
feel like what Brenda is not getting. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying
No, it's not
need
you.
to have.
I'm just
not-
picking
I'm
what
coming,
Josh said.
Brenda. You don't need to have Odogu kind of money. You don't need to have 50 for 50 money. You don't even need to have billions and millions in your account. But I'm saying for me to put my own future in, because I'm gonna submit to you. You submit to God, I submit to you. You cannot come to me with nothing.
Yeah, but I think what Danny is not understanding is
Brenda, let me finish.
what-
You cannot put.
I was talking from Josh's
You cannot-
message.
I know.
by
But the woman has to
Finish.
come with something too. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, of
I know.
course.
What I'm trying to say now is that
Guys.
if you're saying that we need to come together to work, you bring something to me. A man gives you a house, you make it a home. They give you things, you as a woman, you make it be something. So if you come to me with something, we come together with that and then we grow. You can't come to me with zero, nothing at all, and expect that. Come on, and then me, I'm growing my own self, and you don't have anything, and then we come together. You'll be leeching off of me, and that's not the will of
All
God for marriage.
All right.
It's not.
Let me say this.
Before you
Okay.
drop your thought,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Let's call out the numbers for us to you to respond to us right here on the show. 0807 777 9927. If you want to drop your 2 cents while you're responding to us right
On
here,
this conversation.
0807 777 9927. It's a hot conversation.
So
Everyone
hard, man.
is on their feet, literally. All right then.
All right, now to allude to the point Danielle was making earlier. Here's the thing, though, and I have to give it to the women on this particular note, that women are innate creatures of care. You know, they like Danielle said earlier, that if you see a beautiful woman, so much went into her beauty, right? Cosmetics, everything like that. It's not just something that she was born with. She had to cultivate with cash. Now, calm down, Victor. Don't look at me like that. But you see, I believe that another point, or the major point for relationship, is codependency. That is, I can depend on you, you can depend on me. But when it looks as though it is like, oh, without X from the man, there is no, I cannot contribute into this relationship. Doesn't make sense. Like, because you're not having money. You cannot have many other things in this life.
But see that money.
Because you're not having money, then we cannot be in a relationship.
Are we going to eat your character? Are we going to pay rent with your character?
I mean, a good name is
on
better
your
than riches.
intentionality?
What is she codependent on?
Hello, good afternoon. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Okay.
Do calls back.
You know what?
0
Yeah. Let's come back to the question now. Can love actually stand the test of time without money?
No, it can't. To be very honest.
It should.
I think it can.
It should.
I think it can.
Nelson, you're with me.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening to you.
Oh my goodness.
It can't. See,
I believe it can.
it can't. Like I said, there are things that will come that will test. It will test that love that
Yes.
you know that you need money for it.
Imagine
Okay,
two
now
men in
you
love with a woman,
you
and
say
then
this
she's
now,
so
Benny.
sick, right?
You
And
say
she's so sick and
there are
she's in the
things that will
hospital,
test
and she's
that
really
love.
beautiful, right?
So what if the love now withstands that test and remains?
It can.
Hello, good
I
evening.
admit that it can withstand. But
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Ifeanyi.
Ifeanyi, good evening.
People are not talking about it.
Okay.
Sometimes you
Well,
cannot type. You can't type.
all right, just share your opinion with us now.
My voice to you. You see my contribution.
Okay.
I'm a very big fan of you.
All right. Thank you. Thank
Wow,
you.
he
Thank
had
you.
to call. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ifeanyi.
We appreciate your call.
So, but Brenda, would you be willing to go on that long road to test, to say, okay, you know what? Let me see after 10 years or 20 years. Let me see if this love thing is going to actually.
Oh, I say it really just depends. Now I started
Korean
with
movies
this.
that you are
No,
watching.
it's not that. Look, I'm a very realistic person. I started with this. I said love alone cannot withstand it.
That is where I
I
stand.
said
as well.
love alone cannot. There
That
has
is where
to
I
be
stand
other
as well.
things. It's like it's like just bare rice without stew, nothing else. And this
Exactly.
stew now we're talking
Exactly.
aside the money now, we're talking character. We're talking about everything that makes up a relationship. It's not only love that
You know
makes up
what?
a relationship.
I'm not even talking about.
And it's not only money either.
Character is very important, right?
See.
Character is very, very important. But
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about. For me now on this table, I'm not even putting character there. Not because it's not important.
Yeah.
But
It's money.
to just answer the question that
question,
Nelson
yeah.
threw, I'm
Money.
saying that love cannot.
I say it can.
It can't.
Without money.
It can't without
what I-
money.
what I-
Leave character alone.
What
I
I,
say
even
can.
want, what I even want to buttress and say and talk about what Benny just said is the fact that imagine you say, okay, love can withstand it, Abi, and then God forbid we don't want evil things to happen to us, but your beautiful wife, like Victor said, you see a beautiful woman, your beautiful wife all of a sudden develops, God forbid, fibroid, be something in the hospital, and she's there. Is it your character that's going to pay those bills? No matter how much you're in love with that woman, you sit by her bedside and you're crying and God, I love you so much, but you can't afford to pay the hospital bill.
Well,
what happens over there?
Now to your point.
The question wasn't can health withstand money.
But health,
you know.
health is part of life's issues.
I'm sorry.
And the way love and money is part of life issues and things that happen in life, health also comes to play. You don't pray to fall sick, but it happens, doesn't it? And then if you decide to be in a marriage with someone that is just love that is involved, and then life happens and health becomes a problem, what are you going to do?
I'm not going to advise anybody to. Oh, we lost the call. I'm not going to advise anybody to just walk in and say, "Oh, I love you, and let us go."
and that's all.
It's risky. It's very risky.
True that.
You were saying.
It is risky.
You were
Victor,
saying.
you want to make a point?
Yeah.
Before you
Okay. All right.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
Joseph from Tanker.
Joseph from Tanker. Thank you for calling.
Really listening to what you are saying there.
Thank you.
You know, let me start by saying that marriage and money cannot go together. And marriage is not meant for babies or young girls. It's meant for two mature people. Both of you must be totally ready. Some people will say money. What if you don't marry a rich man and the money just not more anything, no more. You don't run away from life. Whereas you have children for the best.
Oh, okay.
So, wow.
We have a couple of messages here. We have to round up soon in about a few minutes. So let's take the messages that we have here. This message says, Olawale from Tanka. He says, poor guy no deserve love, but poor girl deserve to be loved and upgraded. That's a question for us.
Nobody even said poor girl deserves to be loved.
So another message says,
Should the poor girl be loved?
Another message says, she should go and get her money out.
She should get her money out. We say that all the time on Soul Sisters.
I'm coming. Do you know something I always say to myself?
Yeah.
There have been times in my single phases I'll tell myself, Danielle, you don't have enough money. Don't get it to her. I don't go on dates when I don't have money in my account. I will not agree to go on a date with a man
say it all the
when
time
I don't have money in my account. I won't do that.
Women, get your bag.
To get the bag as well. That's
if you are poor,
men should get their bag. Women should get their bag as well.
Just get
That's
it
what
back
I'm
together.
saying.
I'm coming. Let me give this message. Good evening, guys. Okay, we don't need to argue on this. Let everyone go and hustle and be okay first. No party should be broke. And as much as you're expecting me as a guy to be very okay financially to start a relationship, the lady should also be financially okay for her to tell me yes. Both parties should be financially stable. And I agree.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
I agree as well.
Good evening to the ever intellectual Flow FM crew.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Ola from PS. This is a collab I didn't see coming.
I told you.
Exactly. Flow FM gives it to you, just like that. You don't see it coming.
Never see it coming.
Banger edition for real. The reality is that both love and money coexist hand in hand. However, the current dating pool sort of appreciates and embraces a partner that has it in abundance in order to satisfy their fantasies.
Okay.
Which I find appalling these days. It
Love
is appalling.
Yes.
The dating pool is transactional right now.
I was going to say that.
That's like the saddest thing. I think it's sick.
It's give and take. If you cannot give me, I leave you.
Do you know something I heard someone
money
say
for
yesterday?
hand, bag for ground.
Do you know what I heard
That's
someone
what they
say
do.
the other day? We have to round up real quick.
We really
okay?
have to round
Someone said something. She said if a man has the audacity to ask me to lay, right? Then I should also have the audacity to ask him for money. And that's why that's where the transactional thing comes from. But I would also say that in my opinion, or maybe because of what I've experienced, right? I feel like the push first comes from the man, with the man always having the audacity to say things like that to you, and then the woman always wanting to push back with the money thing. Do you understand? I feel like that's where the transactional thing started from.
Guys, let's.
There's a saying that you attract what you project. If you project that, you can come talk to me to lay, right? Like if you project that I can just come to you to ask for pay, then you're also projecting somehow like, you can just come to me and say,
Brenda, men with
lay.
audacity will see a woman wearing
I
a full
understand.
outfit that is covered.
I think that's where the
Now
audacity is
I
coming
understand
from,
that. I understand that happens, right? That happens. I'm saying now that sometimes when women go under the excuse that it is because he's asking me for this that I'm asking him for that. Like, how did you position yourself in the first place for him to come ask?
Like
I understand.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't agree that it's about
Let's wrap
positioning.
it up.
You get it?
I understand.
So
that.
Nelson, please let me
Men
say
have
something, and I think this will be my last. This will be my last.
I want us to
thoughts.
have a passing short, which will be a question, which I want us to summarize with a question.
Okay.
But you want to give a final.
So go ahead.
Here's my final take on this conversation. conversation. The conversation I said, and I still sit on what I'm still sitting on the table, right? I'm still saying that money is very, very important in relationship.
Yes.
That you shouldn't go into a relationship and say, "Oh, let love take me there."
Yeah.
But see, that message we read now, I love it. The two parties, I'm not here sitting down saying that, oh, the men should have money and then the women
Benny.
shouldn't. No, that's what I'm saying.
Benny.
I'm saying both of you should come together, knowing fully well that money is important on the journey you're about to embark on, and you shouldn't dismiss that.
Let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up with a question.
What
you
would be
have.
your advice to a guy out there who is trying to get in a relationship or is not dating, talking money or talking finance?
Just love the woman. That's my own. See, forget the money. I'm really serious
Interesting.
now. For as a guy now, I'm really serious because at the end of the day, bro, you're going to have children, for crying out loud. You need a woman that will be able to take care of your kids. You're not just doing this for yourself. Kids as the next generation. They're the next future.
Can I ask you something? Can you define love to me in your own dictionary? Like define love.
I don't have a definition for
This
you.
question is too plenty. Everybody
So
summarize.
my one is, you have money, you don't have money. For a guy, first off, love that woman.
Okay.
But you don't know
But
how
for-
to define love.
For the woman you love, you always make sure that woman is catered for. She's
How do you
provided
cater
for. Relax now. You will always make sure, and to make sure is you have to get money. That's what I'm saying. A man will always go extra mile for a woman that he loves. So for even if you are broke, but you love this girl, go for that girl. Because you know that because of this girl, you love her and you want the best for her, you'll be double your hustle. But if you date a girl that you don't love, like you don't love her at all, you will be so like you don't care. But first thing, love the woman.
All right.
All right, Emmanuel,
All right.
advise a young man trying to find a wife and trying to build a future with a lady.
All right. Now the thing is, if they already have met and they love each other, I believe that I feel like this argument shouldn't have been in the first place. If we understand that love should understand that if this guy and myself are going into a relationship, we need money. How about we cultivate each other's land so that we can earn money? Does it make sense?
Okay.
That is, the guy looks for ways to help this lady to, or help himself to get to earn. The lady looks for ways to help herself to earn so that the marriage can work. You get it? So that's why I feel like if you guys really love each other, you would improve upon yourself so that the relationship can work. That's
Irrespective of whether you're broke or not.
And that's on period.
About
Thank you.
codependency.
Love yourself, then come together and build something.
All right, so
Okay.
ladies, let's have your final takes, which would be you're advising a young lady getting into a relationship. After getting into that relationship, looking at getting married.
Yeah.
Is it important to build before marriage, or you have to settle down with the person that has it? Let's have the conversation wrapped up.
What I would just say, let me just say this. That this will be my advice to the lady. If I don't know, the man now is still trying to build, right? He's still trying to find his way. What I would advise the lady, because if I was in the same position, that's what I would do. Lady, make sure you get your bag first.
Okay.
Make sure that you have something doing. Do not enter a relationship or a marriage and say, oh, this man, he said he will have, and me too, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me just find my way. No. Have your own first. Secure for yourself. Oh, yes. Secure for yourself first. And then try to trust, I don't know, whoever. I at this point, I believe that both of you are able to come to an understanding that you trust the man you are going into this relationship enough with to know that, okay, this man is leading you somewhere. And with what you have, with what you've noticed that this man has and this man will be able to bring, both of you will be able to build something for yourself. But you must know this, ladies. Money is very important for where both of you are going to. So it's either you have your own and both of you come together, he too brings his own, then you guys will build for where you are going. But money is very important. Don't dismiss it.
All right.
I agree with what Benny just said and everything. Like, there's the individual part to it where, of course, you have to like be able to fend for yourself, or like primarily before saying, oh, I want to get into this relationship and everything. But just personally, I believe as you're getting your bag, build also together, right? But if it's Odogu you want,
Okay. If it's Odogu you want, you can go
all
ahead.
the way.
But there are other
Vamos.
things she should also look out for, apart from being the Odogu.
No,
No,
The bag
other
only.
things. We're talking love and money. Please,
Love
let's
and
not
money.
add any spice to it. Okay. Only don't look for any other character. Don't look for anything. Just go for the bag, please. Okay.
Anything inside.
Yes.
So,
Anything
what,
in the
what, I,
bag.
what I would say is, I'm always someone who would say, different strokes for different folks. Do what pleases you, what works for you. what you see the future. When you're in the future, you'd be happy and be like, okay, yeah, I'm very happy I did this decision, I made this decision. But for me, as Danielle, I would say that men are leaders and they're providers and they're chasers, and men love to hunt. That's the make of a man in my own head. And you might not agree with me. That's the make of a man in my own head. You know, they want to get things. Do you get? They want to get things done, right? So if you're a man out there and that's not what's in your mind, or you just have potential and is laying like a decical somewhere, I would tell you not to get in a relationship with a woman until you find yourself and you understand what it is to be a man that is in a relationship with a woman. And for a woman out there, I would also say that get your bag. It is very important to make sure that you have something doing. I would never advise a woman to be idle. And I'm very excited when I see women starting up small businesses. I have about 4 friends right now that have created businesses just like that. Do you understand? They want to start doing things. Do you understand? It's not just about going to school. You have something, money that is coming for you, and it's not just daddy's money. You're actually working. So get your bag, right? My problem is the woman getting the bag and the man laying like a decical and expecting for the relationship to work. I would always firmly believe that the man has to come to me with something for me to work on. The men are leaders, they're providers. I'm a nurturer. I'm a caretaker. What you give to me, I multiply it. There is no man that would, like, I find my husband, whatever he gives to me, the Bible says, one of the holy books in my Bible says, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Whatever you give to me, you just know that it's going to multiply so much so that our lives are going to get better. That's how I see it. Because whatever it is that you lay on me would work together, would build on it. I would support you so much so that where we started is not where we'll be in 5 years' time. And that's why I'm a woman in that relationship. And that's how I see it.
All right. Well, I would say that everyone has spoken well. I would add to this to say, men, hustle. You've heard from our ladies. Money is important.
Yes,
as
please.
much as love is important.
It is.
All right. The average, I've been around ladies and women, and I could tell that money is answer it all. In fact, answer it all. So that love will thrive, so that love will last, hustle. But also, ladies, you too hustle. Build while it's building. Don't think, he's the only builder. He should be the only provider. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the men. The society puts so much, men are providers, but we have so much pressure on us that we are the only one that should provide, which I believe there should be sort of mercy from our women to us. That why we're
women are offing and unaliving
It's like
themselves.
Paripa, so you do, I do, we work together.
Exactly. But a lot of ladies don't understand that men, while we're hustling our women, they have to hustle alongside us.
It's a collaboration.
All right,
It's
so
a collaboration.
it must be balanced.
Partnership,
but men, please hustle more, so that.
Let's get this message. Good evening, everyone in the house. I'm Samuel from Adewale. Please, you have to discuss this topic again.
Okay, I love it.
Because we, the listeners interested in relationship talks, are big.
All right.
I love this debate
Yeah,
a lot.
no.
Honestly, I didn't see it coming, you guys, but no time to contribute. Mayor from Basin. Good evening, Flow FM. I'm Nana from Offer Garage. Both love and money works together. Even Davido said it in his song, love is sweet, but when money enter, love is sweeter. I'm a hardworking lady, and still at that, I can't settle for less or struggling with any man to succeed. We've got intakes from our listeners. We'll definitely bring this back up, shouldn't we?
Definitely.
We
And,
should.
and hey, this is something I said one time on Flow Rider that got a lot of people talking. Let me say it again. They say romance without finance, they cause annoyance. I'm out.
Okay.
Word.
Exactly.
Word.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the Flow Men's Club and Soul Sisters. It's been an amazing session.
Absolutely.
I'm really, really happy we got to do this, you guys. I hope we do it again.
I am interested.
Real
Anytime,
soon.
any day, call me.
Hopefully.
Guys,
Definitely.
do you agree?
Sure.
Emmanuel.
Bring it on.
I'm Nelson.
And I'm Danielle.
Victor.
I'm Benny.
I am
Victor Monkan.
I'm Brenda.